What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kyla Cheese. I'm back with another video. In today's video, I am done with this book. So the name of this book is Wings of Ebony. I just got done with this book, and when I tell you this book had me all over the place in emotion, but it was definitely a good read. So y'all know I love books with black girls on the cover written by black authors. Y'all know I like. Oh, I could have sworn the author. Oh, never mind. I thought that was a picture of her. But y'all know I love books written by black authors. So this is Wings of Ebony. This is about a girl. Her name is Rue. I love her name, by the way. It's about a girl. Her name is Rue. Her mother dies, right? Her mother dies. She lives in Texas, but she lives in poverty with her sister. And it's just her mom, and her little sister. Now, her mother dies. She watches her mom die right in front of her. And so her dad, okay, so she's half human, half Jizan or something like that. So in one world she's magic, and in the other world, on Earth, she's human. So with that being said, her little sister and her, they don't have the same parents. They don't have the same father. They have the same mom, don't have the same dad. So they get separated. Rue goes to Jizian with her dad, who is magical and all this other stuff. And the little girl, her name is Tasha, the little sister, she goes with her dad's family. Now Rue does not want to be, as far as she's concerned, her dad has never been in her life. She doesn't know that man. She doesn't want to be around that man. All she knows is her little sister and her hood she lives in. She lives in East Row. That's what it's called. She lives in her hood. That's all she knows. That's all she wants to get back to. She's like, that's my home. Those are my people. I don't know you. You're not my dad. You weren't there for me. I don't want to talk to you, basically. So she goes back to East Row. She goes back to East Row to see her sister, and something happens. I'm not going to tell y'all what happens, but basically she can't touch humans. And she's also a disgrace in Jizani because they don't like humans. She's a disgrace in there, and she doesn't fit in, basically, because they're like, you're half human. We don't like humans. You know what I mean? So yeah, she can't touch humans with her magic. Something happens, she winds up touching her sister, and if you touch a human, they're supposed to kill that human, right? So she's protecting her sister, trying to protect her sister to the end of her, because that's all she has. You know what I'm saying? That's all she knows, is all she has. So she's like, I'm gonna protect my sister. And then, you know, there are a bunch of trials and tribulations that go on and on and on. I don't want to tell y'all the whole book, but I do want to tell you that this is definitely a good read, and I definitely can relate to this story, especially growing up in a hood, not really having much, not really coming from nothing. You know what I'm saying? I definitely can relate to her story, and not the magic or anything like that, but it's like a real story that real black people can get into. You know what I'm saying? Especially like black women my age. But this girl is 16, and she's definitely a badass. Loses her mom at a young age, and doesn't really know her dad like that. Like, she doesn't even know this man. You know what I'm saying? And she has to basically stay in a different world, away from everything she's ever known, and also away from her sister as well. And she's like, I'm not going for that. Like, yeah, she's basically like, I'm not going for that. I definitely love Rue's character. I love Rue. I love Rue's character, and she is just such a badass. There's nothing in this book that I would change. Y'all know some characters like really do be irking me, and really do be making me mad for real. But Rue's character is literally, I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this thing. Y'all know we do this all the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this. It says Ruth's family is her whole life. Her sister Tasha, moms and play aunties and cousins who live in East Road, the Houston neighborhood she calls home, are her world. But it is unpinned when the unthinkable happens. Moms is murdered and Ruth is snatches away by her father who abandoned her at birth. A father who now insists I'm sorry y'all, it's dark and I don't have my glasses on. A father who insists she follow him to his home, Jizyan. I don't know how to say that. A secret country of gods who wield in a powerful magic. In Jizan, Ru's existence is a crime. There's never been half god, half human. There are leaders where leaders protect their magical powers at all costs and thrive on human suffering. Miserable and desperate to see her sister on the anniversary of her mother's death, Ru breaks Jizan's most sacred law and returns to Houston only to discover black kids are being forced into crime and violence, and Tasha is in danger of falling sway to very forces that claimed her mother's life. Whew, worse still evidence mounts that the evil plaguing East Road is the same ones that lurk in Jizyan. An evil that will stop at nothing until it has stolen everything from her. Ru must embrace her true identity and wield the full magnitude of her ancestors' power to save her hood before the gods burn it to the ground. But how can she pull it off when the enemy is everywhere? So basically, I forgot something. The leader of the world in Jizyan, he has basically made East Road. He goes back and forth, and he's basically made East Road even more dangerous than it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? He's making these children sell drugs and murder people, and really just trying to turn it into a war zone. Like, the hood is already a war zone, but when you're trying to recruit kids at high schools and do all this other stuff and get mad or kill people when they decide that they don't, or kill students when they decide that they don't want to sell drugs or, do for you, that's really, really sad. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I can definitely relate to this book. Living in Flint, Michigan was not a good time for me. It was not a good experience. I have a bunch of childhood trauma due to staying in Flint, Michigan. I'm so thankful that my mother was able to get us out of that situation, especially like my brothers, you know what I'm saying? Because my brother, I don't know. Like, I feel like he would have been okay, but I don't really want to imagine what my brother would have went through had we still lived there, because they don't give a fuck about Flint, Michigan. They don't give a fuck about little black boys. You know what I'm saying? The city is the hood, and schools are closing down. The city doesn't have enough money. They can't even get that water right. You know what I'm saying? Which is sad, but it's like it's like, nah, it wasn't really a good time. It wasn't really a good time, especially being a child, growing up and seeing things that I saw. Like, that wasn't it. It was like, nah, this ain't it. So I'm definitely grateful for my mom, who was able to get us out of that environment. I was 11 and I think my brother was 14 because he was a freshman in high school. So I was 11 and my brother was 14. She got us out at a fairly good age. We were still exposed to some stuff. However, we were good kids. You know what I'm saying? We were still exposed to some stuff, but we weren't like tainted in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, it was definitely an adjustment because I went from going to an all-black school to a predominantly white school, and I definitely had some trials and tribulations for myself as well. However, even though I did not like the town that I grew up, that I lived in, that I went to high school in, I don't think I would change it. I don't think that I would change it at all, because my mom worked her ass off to get us out the hood, and I will forever applaud her for that. My mom, she has her she has her ways. She may be stuck in her ways, but one thing I will always applaud her for is for her working her ass off, trying to create a better life for her children, which she definitely did. Because we're still here, we're still breathing, we're still able-bodied people. We have a good mind. We don't got a bunch of kids running around, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're very respectful adults, and yeah, we both graduated high school, and yeah, so yeah. But no, this book is very powerful. It's gonna make you cry, it's gonna make you sad, you're gonna go through all the emotions. If you've read Monday's Not Coming, it's not quite that much, you know what I'm saying? If you read Monday's Not Coming, then you know what I'm talking about. However, it does, you can definitely relate, especially if you grew up in the hood, and just dealing with trials and tribulations of growing up in the hood, being a product of that and seeing different things, and yeah. But I mean, she did whatever she had to do, because in her mind, East Road, that's family, you know what I'm saying? She had a bunch of play cousins and play aunties that she was definitely wanting to protect no matter what, and it was definitely up to her. Like, it was, what I don't like is how all of the shit just fell on to this 16-year-old girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand she's a god and she's powerful and things like that, but it's like, she's still 16, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like they made the character, JL made the character a little bit too grown. Not grown, but it's like she was dealing with some serious shit at the age of 16, which a lot of 16-year-olds do, you know what I'm saying? I can't even really be mad, because that is the story of some girls that live in the hood. But it's just like, that was a lot. It's like, this is a lot on this little girl, you know what I'm saying? She has to protect her family. She's a god in another realm that she doesn't even like. She has daddy issues. She lost her mom. She has to protect her hood, you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot fell on her, that she just, y'all just gotta read the story. But anyways, I am definitely about to be on book 2. So this is book 2. It's called Ashes of Gold. This is Rouge. She is so beautiful. Y'all, these covers, can we just get into these covers? Can we get into them? They are so beautiful. I absolutely love them. And this book is a little bit thicker, so I think it has 400 pages. Okay, this has 403, and I think this one has 352, and this one has 403. So this book is a little bit longer, but I am definitely looking forward to reading this. I'm gonna start it right now. It's called Ashes of Gold. I'm guessing this is part 2, because she still has a lot of unfinished business that she has to deal with, and things like that. But like I said, I don't want to tell too much of the book, so because I want you to read it. I want you to read the story, and I don't want any spoilers. And if I talk too much, I know I'm gonna save some spoilers and shit. So Wings of Ebony, definitely read this one first, so you can get to know a little bit about her and her story. and you can go on to book 2. I will see y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is Kyla Cheese. Make sure you follow me on TikTok. My TikTok is Kyla Cheese as well. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Peace.